Las Vegas Day Drinkers. Vegas Day Drinkers are back. Episode 39. DB, how have you been?
Oh, living the dream, man.
Yeah,
I got that new bar smell
right.
going on.
You reek success.
New shift.
You reek success. As we get ready to go into this episode, tell me a little bit about this beer that we're drinking today.
I literally have no idea. I went to if you live in Las Vegas, if you're cool, the best place to get beer. There's Speedy Mart.
Mm-hmm.
And Speedy Mart.
Of course.
Just a local gas station. They have one of the best beer selections, just for pure convenience. And what's the other one? Corey's or something like that?
Corey's on Eastern and
yeah, that's really good.
Silverado.
But that's one location on East. That's phenomenal as well. But for a gas station,
yeah,
they have an amazing beer selection.
They've built that program very well over the years.
And this one I'd never even heard of it, but because it's almost May the 4th, this one is the Red Kyber Crystal Hoppy Red Ale from Long Beach Beer Lab. Have you ever heard of Long Beach Beer Lab?
I have not. But we're going to hear of it today when we drink it.
Yeah, we're going to give it a go.
And then, not to be outdone by that, but our friend Dominic, who is moving to Chicago soon, had to bequeath us, unfortunately, some very nice bottles of Irish whiskey to add to the collection.
I will always drink some whiskey.
So later in the episode, we'll talk about why the first bottle we've cracked is the Jameson Black Barrel. But for now, I'll pour you a little sniffle.
Sniffle?
So on today's episode, do you want to give the rundown, or would you like me to, sir?
A dram, if you will.
The dram.
No, feel free. Like you just wrote down the show notes, and I didn't even look at them. So
I didn't write down the show notes.
Completely unprepared.
So we're going to talk about this week, Fernando Mendoza, drafted by the Raiders last week. We're going to talk about a new sports team possibly coming to Vegas. We're going to circle around with the NBA, maybe the MLS, VGK in the playoffs, my visit to Kansas City last weekend, UFB, which is Ultimate Fake Book in Vegas a couple weekends ago, June 25th, Bourdain Day, a couple ideas, Fish finishing up their residency at the Sphere, our quick visit to the Irish spot and our initial thoughts. The Costco hot dog debate popped in the media today, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then the big subject to chew on this week is our good friend Frank Kalunga brought to your attention, social media viability in the hospitality workspace. And then we're going to try a new little segment at the end called Urban Slang Double Wang.
I don't know. Should I even ask? Well, if you were privy to our conversation before the show, it makes a little more sense. But...
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
So that's, again, we're calling this one episode 39, The Algorithm Walks Into the Bar.
Welcome to the spot where the good times flow. Chris and Darren behind the bar, putting on a show in Vegas where the sun shines bright and the stories unfold. Grab a pint, pull up a chair, let the good times roll. Sip, socialize, shine, that's the motto we live by. From the Strip to downtown, beneath the desert sky. Walls tell tales, bars tell lies, but here we speak the truth.
And we're back into the hizza. As we look around at the bar top here, Mr. Benjamin, you have gone kind of Jamaican me print 3D crazy.
Yeah.
You got a new little toy here, and then drinking the Kyber beer that's kind of a Star Wars theme because May the 4th be with you coming up.
This here is 3D printed cannon, Nerf cannon.
Okay.
I made for my little nephew. So
gotcha. And then what do we got over here? Like the little AT-AT village?
That's like that's like from Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
It's a little mini diorama that I printed out. It's May the 4th.
Gotcha.
This 3D printing thing is crazy.
I brought back from Kansas City. My cousin was so nice she found thrifting an old school Bud Light Spuds McKenzie.
That's rad.
Beer mug. And it's going to go in the back bar over here. Lynette was very nice because she remembers when we were children going from train to train from Kansas City to St. Louis with our grandmothers. We went to Anheuser-Busch back in the day, in the 80s, and I was fascinated with Spuds McKenzie, so all things Spuds McKenzie advertising.
My brother had 2 of these dogs. Luke and Leia. Funny enough, Luke and Leia.
Oh, funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were great dogs.
But yeah, I picked up a few accoutrements in Kansas City last weekend, and thank you, Don Bishop, if you listen. We picked up a couple new friends on the Vegas Day Drinkers Facebook group for conversation. So Don, if you hear this, thank you again. Nice meeting you, Coach Bishop. Rest in peace. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But let's get to the nitty gritty.
The meat of it all. Well,
Last Thursday,
First of all, we gotta, let's day drink. Let's day
sip,
drink.
socialize, shine.
Not bad. It's not.
Is it hoppy? Is it a hoppy red ale?
I don't think see it's really hoppy. It's very light red.
Yes.
But and not a bad beer.
What are you doing for May the 4th be with you?
Say that 10 times really fast.
Exactly. Have a shot of whiskey first.
Yes.
Cheers, everybody. Sip, socialize, shine.
I am actually going to Disneyland. They have a private ticketed event that is for May the 4th. It's like a Star Wars night, so like all the nerds get together.
Okay.
So if you ever, like wanted to destroy the nerd population,
Right.
just bomb Disneyland or
Will
something
there
like that.
be a visit to Trader Sam's?
There will always be a visit to Trader
Okay.
Sam's. Like that is like one of the main reasons I go. I love Trader Sam's, and if you've never been, you need to go. I mean, it's fantastic.
I think for as much, and I know you enjoy it here, the Silver Stamp here, and I so much enjoy Silver Stamp. Your little special place is Trader Sam's.
Yes.
Yes.
One of my favorite bars. I mean, you know what? I've never been. There's so many of them that I haven't been to here. There's the Tiki Hideaway or whatever in the Italian restaurant on Flamingo.
Yep.
What's that one called? What's that restaurant called?
On Flamingo, Norris?
No. It's on Eastern Flamingo.
Oh, sure.
Anyway, that's beside the point. And then Stray Pirate in downtown.
You
I
haven't
haven't
been
been to yet. Yeah, no, and everybody
But
says
you've been
it's
to
great.
Viking,
Mike's.
and I have not.
So there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, I can unfortunately not say that I have not been to too many bars, but as every time that we do go down to the Arts District, it seems like more and more open. So we changed the number of the par of bars visited, but that's why we day drink.
More importantly, on my trip to Disney, they have Oga's Cantina, which is which is kind of like a Star Wars themed bar.
Yeah.
And I really like it. I think it's cool. It kind of lacks a little flavor. It needs some like aliens walking around or something, or some stormtroopers walking around. But the DJ is a robot, and there's cool scenery, and it's a cool vibe.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
So we're recording this late April 2026, episode 39. The algorithm walks into the bar. Last Thursday, it was yet again another NFL draft. NFL draft, even though it's in the off season, does a very good job taking up airspace. We currently reside in Las Vegas, Nevada, of which, for the first time in modern era, the Raiders had the first number 1 overall draft pick. Who went to?
I don't have any idea.
Fernando Mendoza.
Oh.
So
Hence the title.
Yeah. What do you call him? Champion quarterback from Indiana, Heisman Trophy winner. He is bringing his skill set to the Raiders this fall. So with his Latino background, I thought it'd be pretty interesting. I couldn't find any hard stats over sales of the weekend of Mendoza jerseys to the obviously strong base of Latino community throughout the Raiders Nation.
Yeah, for sure.
But I did see that early signed items like mini helmets and or footballs are fetching both well over $1,000 on auction sites already.
That is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So it's a lot of clamor for the Raiders, who have historically not been that great in the 21st century. I can't say that I'm necessarily upset with that, but what's good for the Raiders could be good for Vegas.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Yes,
I can see a lot of silver and gold sitting or silver and black sitting at my bar in the near future.
Oh, absolutely.
Either celebrating or it's really funny. You either get really drunk, loud people or really drunk, sad people.
And when the schedule comes out
Sunday nights.
Yeah, when the schedule comes out for the 2026 season here in a couple of weeks, I'm sure the clamor will be more as we continue to talk about sports in this segment.
The only thing I even saw about the draft was that it was on, and then that somebody that was supposed to be like a first round pick went to like 100 or something like that. Somebody that was supposed to be pretty.
That's always the case.
Pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, last year it was what's his name, Dion's kid that went low in Cleveland. So I don't know about this year as much. New sports teams. In previous episodes, we've talked about the potential of a draft expansion team, which seems more than likely, probably relatively soon before the end of the decade for Vegas for the NBA, and then a team relaunch for your home city of Seattle. So that's what Adam Silver's fetching. We've talked about that in previous episodes. But what's popped up this week is there's potential that yet another major sports franchise, the MLS, The Vancouver Whitecaps are potentially looking at Vegas as a new home.
Oh, really?
So that will, I've always said,
Moving?
yeah.
I know we didn't they have a meeting with like Barcelona or no Argentina's football club about having a potential like partnership with a potential MLS team here recently.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I've always said because well, obviously, one, we're an international city. Two, the large expat community that's here. Three, the large Latino-based community. It would be just a natural landing place for an MLS team.
Well, yeah, if you think from a marketing standpoint, if you had a Latin-based team, Mexico, and then your Latino community in California, Southern California, the Galaxy, you have those rivalries,
Sure.
Argentina and potentially, like Mexico, meetups, friendlies, all that stuff.
Yeah, and we're more than just a little bit over a month away from the World Cup being on these grounds. Not necessarily Las Vegas, but North America.
We should. I'm surprised that we didn't get an MLS team already to host a World Cup game because wasn't that the rule? They had to have an MLS team in their city.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's soon
because
possibly
Vegas
so.
would have been a fantastic spot to have
And
an
then as we
MLS.
record this, did you see yesterday the new trailer for season 4 of our good friend Ted Lasso popped?
Of course,
So teasing a August 5th release date.
I stalk you on Facebook. I don't know if you know that.
I stalked myself.
Yes, and I saw the trailer. It looks fantastic.
Yes. So the narrative changes a little bit, but there was a clamor of excitement yesterday on the Apple platform. Have you watched any of the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round of playoffs against the Utah Mammoth?
No, I've been working, and my TVs don't get that channel, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, but I've been following. I mean, we're what 2-2, right? Today's the game, the final game, right?
Well, it's game 5, so 2-2. It's a best of 7 series. But
Oh, is it best of 7?
yeah,
Okay.
split. They split here. They split up in Utah. I mean, I think the team to beat in the West or the Pacific and is Colorado, but that's why they have playoffs because you
Yeah.
never know.
I did see like a clip of people in Utah turning in their trading in their VKG jerseys for Mammoth ones, and they were giving them like 50% off or something like that.
Really?
Just because Utah didn't have a team, so a lot of fans, the Golden Knights from
Sure.
Utah.
Sure.
And so
Yeah, I think game 5 picks up either tonight or tomorrow night. Is that right?
yeah, it's either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we took a little extended time off. I mean, we've been doing better. 2 steps forward, 1 step back here at Vegas Day Drinkers.
Well, you had a lot of stuff going on, so you're very busy.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I had to go back to Kansas City, and Kansas City's always amazing. But I lost a dear good friend, Brandon Bartels, rest in peace, number 45 on the jersey, number 1 in our hearts. Just turned 50. Not to make this a memorial, but he was a good dude. He was a great dude. He was a barbecue extraordinaire, a great father, a great husband. That was the main reason for the visit. But then Kansas City never disappoints, and everybody that was back there was great to see, from the Lagoses picking me up to Steve dropping me off, and the visits in between with good friends Brendan and Brandon, meeting people I haven't seen in a long time. The barbecue. Part of the things that we talk about on this podcast and, I write about in some of the stuff is the room. And, you've heard me talk in the past about Rosedale barbecue. And I visited, and Scott and Amy hadn't been there in a long time. And they just got voted like 2 days before last week, best French fries in Kansas City.
French fries.
French fries. They are crispy, delicious, crinkle cut fries. So good. And
Now, that is a debate we should have, like In-N-Out. Everybody loves In-N-Out.
yeah,
Fries suck.
yeah.
Like crinkle cut fries from like Shake Shack,
Mm-hmm.
kill it.
Yeah.
Right? I gotta have some of these fries. Why don't you bring them back?
Well, I mean, I think November is calling.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I mean, so good. And I always get the same sandwich. It's their sausage and brisket on a hoagie with the extra spicy barbecue sauce. And as much as I love the barbecue, and there's 3 things in Kansas City that are always conversations: what the weather's about, what the gas is about, and what's your favorite barbecue. And there was those conversations throughout the whole visit. And
Is that the gas you put in your car, or the kind you get after eating barbecue?
good question. So
Or
yeah.
both?
Yeah, this Imodium moment. This podcast brought to you by Imodium Idea. When the runs hit you, don't let the floor hit you.
Just a quick tangent. Like I was at my bar yesterday, and like it was slow, and there was nobody around, and I thought there was nobody around, and I've been taking some fiber lately, and I was kind of leaning over the bar, and I just like let one rip, and I didn't think there was anybody there, and I turned around, and there was one of my fellow bartenders was sitting there at the bar, like looking at her phone,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so embarrassing." But
Yeah.
you live and learn. Look around before you fart, guys.
Take back the Imodium and bring out the Metamucil. Boy.
I just let her rip. My mouth just runneth over.
This guy gets a new bar, makes a little more cash, and it's a new world for DP.
Yeah, I guess.
But to finish up the KC segment, we sat there and in the room, and this institution of barbecue is about 8 years shy of 100 years old now in the same location, and we all sat there quiet as we ate because it was just so good and consumed it. But the room was busy, and it was just everything is always quintessentially right in there. So for as much as I enjoy the barbecue, I appreciate the room as much. I know there's the Q39s. I know there's the Joes. I know there's the Gates, and then the free people who listen from Kansas City. We all know about it. We all have those conversations.
What's the barbecue sauce? The one that you like your favorite?
I mean, Rosedale.
Rosedale?
Yeah, for sure. Or like I can make pretty good barbecue sauce.
Isn't that the one? It's just like you can only get it there, or is it available in stores?
Yeah. It's you can't find it outside the Kansas City. I think they do package it, but it's kind of hard to find outside the Kansas City market.
Is that the one you brought home once, and it has the black guy on the cover on the
That's Gates.
Gates?
Yeah.
Gates.
Yeah. So
That's the full name, just Gates.
Gates Barbecue. They have multiple locations. I forget where the original location went. There's one over by the Paseo. There's one downtown Kansas City. There used to be one out by State Line.
And so, like, I haven't had a lot of Kansas City barbecue, but like, the barbecue is more vinegar forward, right?
Yeah. And then you've got some
Then like,
molasses and maple, and I think one of the components too is like tamarind.
oh really?
Yeah. So just little things that Steve K and I talk about, and then Steve K has learned from again Brandon Bartels, rest in peace, that you do not wrap your brisket in aluminum foil, you wrap it in brown paper.
Really?
So that's what Steve K took from the visit 4 years ago.
So when are you gonna barbecue again, Chris? It's almost that time of year.
Funny you say that. Before I came over today, I stopped and grabbed some ribs. So
Ribs. Nice.
So I'll be doing some ribs. My dad was just inquiring recently with Brandon about smokers because he got a new smoker, and then like anything else in the backyard, I now have another smoker.
I need to find a smoke show.
Yeah. So anyway, I now have 4 platforms of smoking in my backyard. I have a gas grill, I have Blackstone, I have a traditional offset, and now I just picked up a Traeger. So
Jesus.
cheating.
In Chris's backyard, there's he's got like a blowtorch. He's got like a like a spray like machine gun that like for spraying stuff down.
Yeah.
It's literally like
Just pressurized washer.
Yeah, but it's like a machine gun. Like it's crazy. Anyway.
So that was last weekend for me. You worked.
Yep.
I took a couple days off. The previous weekend, kind of what we've talked about and we're building to. A couple years ago, a guy named Eric Moline, who was and is drummer in the late 90s, early 2000s Kansas City band called Ultimate Fake Book. I ran into him at the airport. And we were, quote unquote, friends on Facebook and acquaintances, but we never really knew each other. And then now, subsequent every visit, when he's passing through, he lives in Sacramento now, he stops at the airport bar and we catch up because we both are boys of the Kansas cloak.
I wonder if they know my guys in Warp 11 because they live in Sacramento too.
Maybe.
It's a small, I'm sure it's a small community of bands up there.
So I don't think they've ever officially broken up, and they do a couple shows a year. And the 3 of them who never get a chance to really just hang because they live in 3 separate cities now, they never really get a chance to hang. But 2 weekends ago, they got a chance to hang in Vegas because they had a hookup for Cheap Trick at the Venetian. And then the next night they went and saw Penn and Teller. Eric reaches out to me and says, "Hey, the guys want to hang out, but they want to do something Vegas, not Vegas." And I said, "I think I can help you."
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
I think I can help you. So I grabbed them at the Rio after the show, and I said, "I need 3 hours and 4 stops." And so I took them to a few locations that you've been to with all of me with. And they so much enjoyed it, and I equally enjoyed it. And there was a lot of shows that a lot of the guys went to back in the 90s and early 2000s at the Hurricane, at the Riot Room, at the Record Bar in Kansas City, up in Lawrence at KU. And it was just good to catch up, and it was good to see the joy in their faces as they experienced these Vegas, not Vegas things, because it wasn't on the Strip or it wasn't on Fremont, and things that we talk about and what we are building to. So thank you, UFB, for hanging out. And if you guys haven't done it yet, you should follow us. Not you guys, UFB specifically, but please do.
Yeah.
But more coming, right?
Come do a show in Vegas, man.
So with that, that's a segue into you're going out of town tomorrow, but Raul and I are going down to a bar to talk about Bourdain Day, which might be our first official sanctioned event,
Hell yeah.
backed by Jameson Black Barrel.
Yep. We know a guy.
Where when Mr. Bourdain was in town 10 years ago or so, filmed at this location, and we're going to make it a day of day drinking and giving a little tipple to the man that was the travel raconteur.
Can I just say, I love this bottle.
Do you?
Yes, just, the subtle, like the thick bottom and flared, and so you can kind of see the printing on the bottom.
Do you want to double wang it?
No, but it's very nice.
Okay. Are you a fish guy?
Are we doing a South Park thing? Like, do you like fish sticks?
I'm not familiar with South Park enough to do that, so no, you're safe.
Okay.
This weekend wraps weekend 3 of the mini residency for the band Fish
Okay.
at the Sphere after being
that kind of fish.
Yeah.
Fish with a P. You should have led with that.
Sorry, PH.
Yes, if you would have led with that, that's a whole different thing. You know what? I am not a huge Fish fan. I like Grateful Dead.
Okay.
I saw Jerry back in the early '90s or late '80s. Phenomenal band.
Yeah.
I was chasing tail back then. There was a girl involved.
Sure.
So
I have always been adjacent to Fish. I'm not much of a fan either, but I know that Trey Anastasio and his guys have been out there for 41 years.
mm-hmm.
And again, going back to Kansas City reflection and working at Lucas Liquor back in the day, in the Midwest, where we were, Kansas is next to Colorado, of which where New Belgium Fat Tire is made.
Mm-hmm.
I always remember being in summertime, like people with longer hair and a lot more tie-dye in their wardrobe than I
Mm-hmm.
would come into the liquor store and buy cases of Fat Tire at the time.
Yeah.
Because when they went to those shows for Fish back east, that was better than Cash or Gold because it was the drink of choice before the shows out in the parking lot.
Well, you make friends. Like it's like when you go to some of the islands, you're hanging out and somebody has like Yingling or something like that. You can make a friend instantly, if you have some of that to hand out.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, to me, it was always like Bizarro, Smokey and the Bandit. He was going to go get the Coors beer, Texarkana.
Well, that just goes back to what we were talking about earlier about how, the big 3 breweries really just kind of ruled the land back in the day, nationwide. I mean, obviously you have smaller breweries like Hams or whatever back in the day, but
yeah, I don't think you probably paid for a meal or lodging if you showed up with like 6 cases of Fat Tire back in the day.
Hell yeah,
somewhere in the Northeast or whatever.
Don't they? Isn't there a Ben and Jerry or Ben and Jerry's named after fish food, right?
Fish food, yeah. Is that a South Park joke?
No,
okay.
No. People will understand the fish stick reference.
Okay.
But what was I going to say about? Oh, my friend is a big, huge Widespread Panic fan.
Okay.
So, amongst like that whole vibe, I guess, like Widespread Panic is more of an East Coast thing, I believe. And then Fish is more of a West Coast. And then Grateful Dead transcends all of them, I guess. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Jam band.
Let's take a quick break real quick. We'll be right back.
All right. Up the main segment of episode 39, the algorithm walks into the bar. Steve K was in town a couple of weeks ago for an event. It was always good hanging with Steve.
I love Steve K a little bit more now because he paid for my breakfast and my beers because I won the bet with USA Canada. Yeah. And thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that. I know that you don't, but I do immensely.
We dropped him off at the airport, and then you informed me at McMullen's. You're like, yeah, I think the Irish spot's open. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. And you're like, no. I'm like, you don't have to work.
Yeah, he forced me to go drinking at 10 in the morning.
After he was already drinking at 8 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, see, like I'm a day drinker, but not like a day drinker. Like I'm not a morning drinker per se.
So right before I left, I went over there and did a video segment for my personal page about the ongoing discussions with the DB at the airport.
Mm-hmm. It was very thoughtful.
And I filmed outside, but Survey wanted to check it out, and so they do have more taps now. Now the layout is this: it is the old Crown and Anchor.
It's literally the cleanest you will ever see that.
Yes,
building.
I mean, I think through and through, like all this early stuff, and they still haven't had their official opening party. It is as clean as that building has ever been,
or will be, I imagine.
Yes.
Growing pains, they're not done setting up. And of course, you just kind of got to get through some stuff. McMullen's wasn't busy at all for the beginning.
Yeah, but they have 35 taps. They put up a couple more TVs. The patio's still not done. It is a limited menu, but it's very, Irish, English pub food centric.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems like Vegas Starfish I saw on Instagram yesterday with her saying she loved the fish and chips.
Yeah. I mean, it looked good. It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Haddock or cod.
Right.
I'm a cod guy. Like I'm a halibut. Like I love halibut fish and chips, but that's expensive, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not expensive.
I love putting halibut fish sticks in my mouth.
Is that a fish joke?
Yeah.
Is that a South Park joke?
It's South Park.
Why did this episode become a South Park reference?
I don't know.
So anyway, the Irish spot is getting a lot of murmur. I don't know if he's paying some of the quote unquote influencers, but it is popping up, and he is trying to drive.
When it comes to the Vegas Starfish, like I like her content. I honestly do, but I'm kind of like it. To me, it seems, kind of shilly.
Yeah.
Like you're getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
But she is very popular, and like again, I do like her content. But it's kind of like that whole thing. Are you selling out? But like, if you have a following and you can make money, why wouldn't you? I think we probably would if we did. But right?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, and follow.
We'd like to be shills too.
I was doing a little quick study. When I was researching the pod this morning and then doing some side research because my ADD starts kicking in. I was like looking up top 25 like Vegas podcasts because I think we just start cross-referencing them and then supporting each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's a small family, and I think that we should.
Right.
Kind of. I think new media is way more important than traditional media because traditional media has all been bought up by billionaires.
Yeah.
And so like something like this, something where you can watch and kind of get a little bit of information that you might not entail,
Folks, he said the B word, so if it goes down the hill from here.
Take a drink, everybody.
Darren, what's your real take on billionaires? No. But no, it's a platform. I mean, you and I have the discussion all the time about what we think the right length is or whatever, and we try and keep these under an hour because I agree with you that, to and from work, about a half an hour is proper consumption.
Yeah.
Like coming over here, it's not quite half an hour. Not that bad at all, 15 minutes. But like, I wanted to listen to another pod. I mean, that's an hour and 40 minutes. Shit.
Yeah, my take is, like on your lunch hour, you can listen to it, or you have a 30-minute commute. So on your way to work and on your way back home, you can listen to it. If you have like 7 or 8 podcasts you listen to regularly, then you can do that all on your work week, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do Rogan like 3 hour, 2.5, 3 hours.
It's called marijuana and stogies.
Well, it's just like you must just not do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of scary, but hey, whatever.
So this morning I get up when I'm researching and I see that Costco announced yesterday or today that the price of their hot dog combo is
No. What?
not changing.
Oh, okay, good.
It's maintaining $1.50. The CEO,
Dude, I was about to grab my chest.
the
Wheezy, the big one's coming.
The CEO came out, as long as he's alive, they'll never change the price. They did make a modification after more than 40 years. If you go in and do the hot dog combo, you're not now just limited to the soda beverage. You can have a bottle of Kirkland water instead.
Yeah.
So if you're not necessarily a soda drinker or you don't want the calories of that, the empty calories of a soda.
Hasn't that always been the case?
I don't think so. I do water on tap.
Oh, okay. All
But
right.
then equally too, I remember too, because they've spent the last year retrofitting all the Costco's because they re-signed the Coca-Cola contract after they had a Pepsi contract for 10 years.
Yeah. Now it's Coke now.
Much to the clamor of the membership base, who I think most people in the country. You never say Jack and Pepsi. Have you ever heard anybody at the bar say, "Hey, can I have a Jack and Pepsi?"
Funny enough, you should say. I had a guy yesterday.
No, really?
No, well, 2 days ago, he's like, "Give me a Jack and Pepsi," and I was like, "We don't have Pepsi." And he's like, "What the hell is wrong with y'all?" And I was like, "Okay, you're like the third guy in 30 fucking years of bartending that said that to me."
Yeah, 1 per 10-year average.
Yeah, exactly.
Did he really? And
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
No, I mean, essentially that's what he said.
Okay.
He's like that Coke stuff's way too sweet, and I'm like,
Do you
okay, sure.
do you honestly not have Pepsi at that bar?
No, we don't have Pepsi at the airport. Well, there's machines, but all of our HMS has a contract with Coke, I believe.
Okay, did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have Pepsi at your?
We have Pepsi.
So you're a DBE, but don't get them started. Like me and billionaires and you and DBEs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sensitive.
They're kind of run adjacent to each other. It's the M to the B. So
Yeah, the M to the B.
but yeah, they're keeping the price, but it's getting a bit of virality today on the medias, the socials, because again, I kind of led with it that way. Because people are like, "What? You're changing the price? Oh my god!"
We talked about me 3D printing earlier. I have ordered some red and blue filament, so I will be able to. There's a Costco hot dog tray that you can 3D print. It has the Costco logo and then hot dog, and then you can clip it and put it on your tray, and it holds your hot dog and your beverage. So while you're shopping, you can just kind of sit and enjoy your. So
Oh,
So I will be printing one of those for your. I'm going to do it for your parents because I think your parents would get a kick out of it.
Matt Campbell, do you appreciate that snicker?
Do you think your folks would get a kick out of that?
I think my dad absolutely would.
Yeah,
my mother's not as enthralled with Costco as my father is. My father goes 3
there
times a week.
is a hot dog and drink tray coming in your near future.
There we go. So I was kind of thinking about that and marketing and virality, and people know that when they go there, and it's a thing, and it draws them in. And after you spend $300 in your shopping cart, when you only plan on spending $100,
remember there was like the guy on social media that was like flipping out about the chickens, like not like changing like from a plastic container to a bag.
Yeah.
And he wears like a shirt with like the barcode, and he's like, never change the price, and like.
And they haven't.
Yeah, but just something as simple as changing from a plastic container to a bag.
Yeah.
Just fucking like angered the people.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, I see it obviously when I go in there. I don't really care.
Well, I mean, like, okay, you get $1.50 hot dog, but then you go in and spend $300. Like,
right.
I mean,
which goes to one of my spots. Who changed their prices at the first year of the stage door, who forever and ever, and when I was researching this, had the Dollar Bud and the Dollar Bud Light, and people would go in there, and it was a loss leader, of course.
Yeah.
But their lease is bought and paid for like 100 years, so it's not like their rent's going up every 4 years, where all these other establishments, be it in bars, be it in restaurants, be it whatever, like, oh, our lease went up, but we have to cover our nut, we have to watch our margin. I mean, people will go in there specifically for that. That was a marketing tool.
Yeah.
And I think when that went away, not because of a new roof and a new floor, but just because change of the times, and they thought if we can get an extra dollar, I think it went up to $3.50 for a beer, which of course for a bottle of beer in Las Vegas is not horrible.
Well, now you can't even.
But that was their marketing
at
tool.
Your grocery store, like you can't get a bottle of beer for like the price per unit is over $1 now.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're buying in bulk, you might get that, but you're literally like making pennies.
Right.
Which I know restaurants run on that, but to be honest with you, you kind of have to because what's like a case of beer. I was at the store the other day. Michelob Ultra for an 18-pack was like $18.99. So your price per unit is over $1.
Yeah. No, I mean I understand it, but then they have gaming, and what happened? What do they used to say about gaming, which we'll talk about in a minute about check-ins and hospitality and all that. So now if you go there for $2. You can have a Heineken Zero or Silver, and a Dos Equis Lager. So again, not atrocious, but it was such a staple. It was such a mechanism. People like, oh yeah, the dollar beer. Like even if it's so corny, it worked.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then it went away because it's only $1, but that you can't put a price on how much free promotion that would.
So now you can just go there and not get stabbed. It's so weird.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, like. Now, like security lives matter, now you're not going to have to pay the security guards because nobody's getting stabbed anymore. Like,
which is another thing too, because they took the tables in the front out and they added more machines. So it's like you're.
I'm trying to gin them up here.
Yeah. So anyway, did you say billionaire, Darren? So enough about that. So Costco, thank you for keeping your $1.50 hot dog.
Yes.
Stage door, be better.
Yeah.
Last subject in the main segment, your friend. You know him better than I, much better.
Yeah.
Just lead us off, sir.
Frank Kalunga messaged me the other day, and he basically was the gist of it was that they're in this Vegas economy, bartender economy. They have this thing called like social, awareness. They want people to post on social media sites. They want bartenders to have followings, and with that following, they tend to look at your social media game for some reason. So So what he had talked about was like, is it relevant anymore? Does it matter? Like I left the Vegas bartenders and servers group like, a couple like a year ago because it's just so toxic. People stupidest questions. Ask just ridiculous. Like just people that never bartended were in there. It was supposed to be for servers and bartenders, but it kind of melded over. What is that group at now? Like how many people is in it
It's
now?
like 23,000.
23,000.
Yeah, 22
Yeah.
point something.
And like every day it's like pictures of hi, it's me, I'm working today, and it's some girl with like a low cut shirt showing her boobs, and that was the thing for a while. I left the group, so I don't know. You could tell more. You could tell me more.
His toxic is my National Enquirer. So,
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean,
you feed off that stuff. You get energy from that.
oh, I
You're like,
just some of it makes me laugh, and Frank obviously has a point that like the engagement and what is it, and if there's a job posting, you said economy ecosystem and the bartender community ecosystem, owners, corporations want you to have quote unquote a social media following, and social media, we talk about this all the time, is free. It costs you nothing to do other than your time, but I'm not aware of any owner in this town that pays their employees to post because it only behooves the mechanism this way.
yeah,
Now, in theory, if you're posting and you do have quote unquote a following, it should reward you with a gratuity eventually, right? But
yeah.
when the people post either the booby pic or here's my jackpot or this just hit or machines are paying and pouring or all those slang terms.
Well, I think like maybe 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, that might have been relevant, but I think it's not even relevant anymore. Because now you post, but people don't even look at it anymore. They're just like, oh,
Well,
it's just another.
it's ad blindness, and it's like I talk about this a lot, and because I do have the professional dashboard on my account, and I have the blue check by my name on Facebook and Instagram, so that allows me to read more metrics.
I would say the one thing that it does offer is that if you want to know if somebody's working, you can go on their Facebook
It
and
does.
say, oh, hey, so and so's working today. I can go see him.
It
You know,
does.
but typically, like most people that I want to go see, I have their number anyway. I can just
I mean,
message
have
them.
you ever been at home using your 3D printer and like, oh wow, bounty, just somebody just hit a jackpot. I really want to go to the bounty right now and play.
It makes me not want to go because I'm like, like doesn't if they hit a big huge jackpot, like what are the chances another one's gonna hit?
Speaking of big huge jackpots, did you hear like down the street the other night, the Village Pub at Blue
$160,000.
$160,000
What
keno
was
bet.
the bet? Did you see
I
it?
think it was a $5 push, was it? Playing,
$5 playing an 8 spot.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, that was a good one. Apparently, I believe it was a gentleman who worked at Bellagio. It hit on third shift, so
Good for them.
160,000 dineros.
Good for
Uh,
them. Like that, and for people like in Vegas, like if you're a diehard gambler, like one of the number of bars have it, but like some of the bars have really high bet denominations. So
Right.
like Village Pub is one of them because they're owned by a bigger corporation, but they have higher bets. So you can bet $5. Most local bars they limit keno to like $1 or even $4. But $5 for a bet is pretty good. You can, I think there's places they even have like $20 bet.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, some of the lodge properties for sure. But going back to the core of like the social media viability and hospitality and Frank's comment on one of our groups, I guess I should preface by before I make the statement and sign the waiver is like, I know we're gonna sound like get off my lawn, but like, you know, if Kramer was the ass man, I'm a boob guy,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
like my joke has always been, the bigger they are, the bigger the problems. But coach, put me in,
Put me in, coach.
And I've never,
Remember the one where she had like a spider on her tattooed on her neck or something like that.
yes, this
And
one's for you, mailman.
and you don't like you don't like spiders, so I'm like, is it enough, Chris, or is that gonna keep you away?
Yeah, I've got arachnophobia. But the one time I fell victim to my own rule and went and visited a bartender that I did not know with an old regular, Darren, and funny enough name,
Yeah,
Darren.
the other Darren, yeah.
And then we sat there and it was the worst service ever. And I was questioning my intention anyway. And then I said, I fucked myself on this deal because I broke my own rule.
Yeah, like it's funny because like I've fallen for that too. Recently, there's a gal that posted, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, and I was like, I should go say hi, and then I'm like, no, Don't do it, dude. You're just gonna be disappointed.
And this isn't obviously besmirching women or like women that are very important in the bartending community too. It's not that, but it's like it's more so a call, like make a viable offer,
Yeah.
like if you're really good at your chicken wings, maybe do that or something, like, because like a taxable to me is like, I see people, we're talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't drive us to Buffalo, or I'm sorry, Village Pub.
Yeah.
You didn't go that. You didn't go that night. I didn't go that night. I haven't been since.
That being said, something viral that I've never even seen on Facebook, but it's kind of spoken of in the bartending world is like PT's has a 10 spot that's what $200,000 right now,
Yes,
and it's for a dollar bet,
for dollar bet.
which is funny because like we're talking about Facebook and social media posts, and that one's not even like wasn't even aware of it.
Oh, they have it on billboards around town now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and then
Oh.
they've enhanced all their media boards within the pubs, the PTs. So and that is a marketing point. Now I thought it was supposed to hit by 200,000, but it capped at 200,000. But inside rumor here, I think they've moved it up a little bit. So
A little bit.
people are chasing it, and it's free marketing for them. So my point has always been, bar owners and bartenders listening, and we're going to post this in the Vegas Bartenders and Servers group just to piss him off, is make a better call to action. I mean, for the first 5 people that like this, comment on this, and bring it and show it to me, we give you
Yeah.
$50 free play or match play.
I could see promos being useful still, but like Frank was very good at like selling himself,
Yeah,
and he had this stamp that he had made. It was like Frankie's on fire.
yeah,
Frank, and it was a picture of his face, and he had a stamp made, and it had his face, and it said "Machines on Fire,"
sure.
because that was the thing, trending on the Vegas Bartenders server.
Yeah,
Machines on Fire.
that stupid phrase, paying and pouring.
Paying and pouring.
It's a deterrent to me at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it lacks originality, and I think that's what we talk a lot about on this show.
I think more important nowadays would be I think bar owners, like if they're old, they'll stick to the Facebook model, but and maybe this is why young people aren't drinking as much, is because they're not on Facebook. They don't give a shit about that.
Right.
So I think maybe more would be more appropriate would be TikTok, go viral, do like TikTok things.
Well, then maybe they should hire us to help them spread the mechanism and the word. Because I mean, what has this podcast taught us how to do things, right?
Yeah, but I think we are marketing towards people that are perhaps maybe a bit older.
Well,
And not, but I do see a potential for younger as well. But
I mean, we publish across Instagram and TikTok. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's this. We're in that demographic of Zuckerberg,
yeah,
where it's like we're, and some of, I mean, what's the stupid one circus post that just keeps going nuts?
yeah,
From like last September.
Oh yeah, ours. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's 600, 700,000 views.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. I just think there may be a good purpose to it. I think more marketing, like, hey, free play or whatever.
So
that would get me to go.
I guess it's a call to the bartenders to be more original. Frank always did a very good job of that. I mean, there's several of his posts through the years I've laughed at.
And I've never been. I don't know about you, but I've never worked at a bar where it was required. Yeah, it was a thing back in the early 2000s. Go out and promote. Go out and spend your own money.
Yeah.
Go play to get those bartenders to come in. But, like, luckily for me, Brian was never, he didn't really care. He's more about the restaurant than the gaming aspect. I mean, he was into the gaming, but more into the restaurant aspect. But, yeah, like the logic is flawed to me because, like, okay, you work a shift, you go out and drink after your shift, you go into a bar, you see a bartender. That bartender works graveyard. They're not going to come see you on your swing shift right before they go to work.
Right.
And have drinks and gamble.
Or it's few and far between. It might be that like 10 minutes before, let's say half an hour before, they come in, have a bottle of water, play 20.
Yeah, but some of that stuff is so rehearsed. It's not very organic. It's like, hey, nice to see you, but maybe I'll see you after your shift.
We've had this conversation, and other people that listen to this and people outside of this have always said, if you make $300 to $500 a shift or whatever, the number is arbitrary, but you make that amount, but you go spend $600 promoting your shift.
Yeah, like I used to go to the strip and see some of the bartenders that come and visit me, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, nobody comes and sees me."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Well, it's my day off, and my dad's in town, so I figured I'd grab by and say hi."
Yeah.
And so, like, I just don't see that as it really working. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, is your bar a good enough product to bring people?
Well, yeah, and that's
And the bartenders will aid in that, but at the end of the day, it's really up to the bar owners to make the place fun and inviting, and giving the bartenders the tools to do that, not requiring the bartenders to use their own tools to do that.
well, and a derivative of that is, I talked to Brian Downey about that recently too. Like a lot of third shifts, a lot of the kitchens have closed.
Yeah.
So again, when you get done at midnight, if you're on the strip or you're just out in the neighborhood or whatever, and you know that the kitchen closes at 1 o'clock, and like I'm kind of hungry, well, that affects your buying decision
Yeah.
because hey, I want to go see this guy or this girl, but I know the kitchen closes, and you're probably gonna get a strange look from the cook anyway if you're like 12:30 trying to order a taco.
Yeah.
So then I'm just gonna offset, not even go there. And then like I've talked to like Brian Wynn about that, and like, the owners and managers. Yeah, but look at the spreadsheet, look at the numbers.
Yeah.
But what do you forego? I mean, that guy, because I'm sure that guy that was playing at Village Pub the other night didn't have $100 in the machine when he hit.
And guess what? The kitchen there is open 24 hours.
If you didn't see that, if you're not watching this on video, I just pointed at him like, you're right.
100%.
You know?
And I guarantee you that guy from Bellagio probably, obviously, wanted to have some drinks, but probably knew he could get food too. Because when you get off late and you're a bartender in this town or a server, the last thing you want to do is cook dinner at 2 a.m.
And at 3 a.m. when you have 160,000 extra in your pocketbook, that sirloin steak and egg special at Village Pubs tastes pretty
What
good.
do you think let's see what Kalshi or would say the over-under is on him calling out sick the next day.
Yes. Well, hey,
Maybe for a couple days, actually.
for those in the know at the airport, if I hit that 200,000 pop at PTs, I'm probably taking the rest of the year off. So I am gonna get a bad case of the fuckets.
If I had $200,000 hit, I would retire. You'd never see me again.
Yeah.
Well, you would, but nobody else.
All right. Well, that we are obviously very passionate about that. Frank, thanks for bringing that up. This probably won't be the last time we talk about this on the podcast because that's what we do. We're Vegas day drinkers, and look, that's natural light. We're gonna come back and finish up the third segment with just a little fun little thing.
I think the last time I had drank a Natty Light was when you barbecued last time.
Was it?
Yeah, I think you had a cooler, he had an ice chest with some Natty Light in it, and I would never, but it was actually damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Tick-tock and we don't stop. And the beat goes on to the break of dawn. Is your phone resetting?
We're back.
We're back. We're wrapping this one up. Episode 39, the algorithm walks into the bar. So kind of just what the title of this episode was about. We just talked about it in the segment 2. This one's going to be pretty quick. We have to get back to Cheers chats. I dropped the ball on that again. But like some of the segments we've talked about, but I think another fun thing we might try is Urban Dictionary stuff and just people's interpretations.
Okay.
And we're going to call this segment like Urban Slang Double Wang, just because I like play on words.
Yes.
So a few weeks ago at my airport bar, a couple from Chicago, here's the impetus of this thought, came in, sitting there, obviously not quite sober. I poured you a little more whiskey.
I see that. I was like, why is there more?
What happened here?
Yeah.
And they were younger. I'd probably say late 20s, early 30s. And they asked me for a couple glizzies.
Did you not know what a glizzy was?
I did not know what a glizzy was.
What?
Do you know what a glizzy is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a hot dog, but it's got like a hot dog that's like got a good snap, like it's like a real hot dog.
So being from the Midwest, and I said, what's a glizzy? And like, you don't know what a glizzy is? And I felt like I lost my Midwest card.
Oh my
Or
God,
something.
Chris. No, I don't think it's a Midwest thing. I think it's more like Chicago. Is that Midwest? Okay. All
Have
right.
another sip of whiskey. Yeah. So
Anyway,
I'm
Chicago is more north.
yeah. But I commented to them, I go, I feel fairly still like ear to the rail of pop culture. And I go, what's the origin of the glizzy? And like, it's a hot dog. It's like you just said.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I think a traditional, like a real glizzy is like a red hot dog with like a good snap and like.
Well, I looked it up because when I don't know something that bugs me.
Yeah.
And the origin of the word glizzy actually was born of like in and around the Washington D.C. area.
Really?
Because the hot dog like was
all the politicians and
it was a Glock. It's just it looked like a gun. I'm like, what? So I said this to the couple, like, are you not like, no, it's a Chicago. I'm like, well, Chicago has adopted it into pop culture more.
Yeah.
Do you know what a Chicago hot dog consists of?
It's in it like peppers, onions, mustard, and pickles, right?
Pickles, yeah.
Is it peppers?
Relish and celery salt. Celery salt's always the big one. So
Well, they like there's the Seattle dog, which is like cream cheese and jalapeno. It's
yeah.
like pretty famous now for the West Coast.
But I thought it was so basic and rudimentary, and I was like, when they said a glizzy, I thought it would have more glam to it, you know? And they're like, well, what do you think a glizzy should be? And I said, I don't know. I said, and there was a guy listening because you've worked at bars where you're talking to said people, but other people who are kind of quiet anyway, they're just like still listening.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, maybe there was a gal whose name was Elizabeth, and she dated Capone in a day, and his pet name for her was Glizzy. You know, and that sounded more romantic and something more of a naming nomenclature than just like, you know, a hot dog, which we all like hot dogs because we talked about Costco hot dogs.
Of course.
But I think urban slang and our interpretation of how these words come into the rhetoric of the culture, it might be interesting to talk about. So, and if you know, just as I say, drop it through the garden, which is another phrase for the hot dog. Just put everything on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the Chicago.
That must be like a Chicago thing. Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, or like you go to Five Guys and it's like, you know,
you see those videos of the food truck and you walk up and you're like, what's good? And they're like, shut the fuck up, move along. Like, come back when you learn how to order.
And that statement is why I have on YouTube have to mark it not made for children. So.
Speaking of like first day on the new bar, I get the make me something good. I was like, oh my God, here we go. Like something fruity. Like, I don't know. I like fruity drinks. And so I made him a fruity drink and I gave him the bill and he's like, it's $26. And I was like, man, like, you don't know. You just order a fruity drink. I made you a fruity drink. It's $26.
Yeah. I'm going to make a post later, and I was cross-checking it to be actual and factual. At the bar.
I didn't rip him off. That's just what the drink cost.
Right. I'm going to make a post later, and a double bacon cheeseburger with fries and a double Cadillac margarita at my bar will put you north of what?
$60.
You are correct, sir.
I know a thing or two about Vegas.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's going into a different argument.
You can get at the Durango Casino $5.99 cheeseburger and fries, though.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Most of the station properties.
So, guys, like, don't say Vegas is dead. Vegas is living large, and you know what? There's more deals to be had right now in Vegas than ever before. Like, you just have to look for them.
This is true, and that's what we help with.
Yeah.
Because if we don't sip, we socialize and we
shine.
Yeah. So that's episode 39. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Pay attention because we're going to start promoting June 25th.
Send us some questions. We love to answer them. Like, we seriously would like to hear what you have to say. Frank, thanks for that idea, and we'll talk to you more about the things you want to talk about.
See you on the socials. Sip, socialize, shine.